everyone, I've made an important, extremely crucial discovery. Today I found out, this is big. Today I found out that, I shouldn't talk this loud. Today I found out that we all remember when all the celebrities, the stars of the Justice League tweeted out, released the Snyder Cut. We thought that was crazy. We thought that was insane. Well, guess what? That was the same day that there was a first case of COVID-19. I've discovered that the coronavirus was created as a ploy to get Warner Brothers to release the Snyder Cut. And I said that too loud. The Snyder Cut, it was all a big plan. It was all to get the Snyder Cut released. And that's why everyone tweeted that out. And that's why Jason Momoa's in on it. Gal Gadot's in on it. They all started the virus they've killed millions of people. I think I'm next. So guys, the juice is going to be loose for the last time. It's all over. We're done. I hear him coming.
Justin.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, buddy.
You're good.
AJ? Rob?
You're good. Hey. Do you have your tinfoil hat on
I
again?
don't need this tinfoil hat.
It'll be okay.
I mean, it looks gorgeous. Goose for a
Okay. All right. Well,
Man, you promote someone to host, and look what happens.
Did you guys see that? Oh, my lights flickered. This is okay.
Justin,
It's
what are
them.
you doing?
it's them.
So
They
this
know
is
you know.
what the show.
What the show is
Episode
going
3.
on? Fantastic.
So this is the
Hi, I'm
anniversary
back, guys.
of hashtag release the Snyder Cut. This is the anniversary of The Other Thing. Our new co-host Justin the Juice is starting off the show with us.
Yep, Juice is officially. We went from a duo to a trio. He's been here since day one. So how are we not going to include Juice at this point, dudes? You've earned 100% earned this. So happy to have you on board officially. You've been here since day one anyway.
Ready to rock.
But
As always.
how many people do you actually think that Joss Whedon is infected with a deadly virus? Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale, or how many people?
On a scale. It has to be scaled out.
8.5.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah,
I'd say that's about right.
like when you consider the Firefly fandom, which I might make some enemies here, but Firefly. Listen, if everybody is Han Solo, then nobody's Han Solo, and that's the story.
Touche.
Of Firefly. And that's some people's guilty pleasure, but we're talking guilty pleasures for movies tonight. If Serenity is your one, then it's all on you. But we're gonna have some fun tonight. So Mike, how we doing?
Doing pretty darn well. It's been a busy week for us, but we're hanging in there. And so we had a plan for tonight. We announced it last week. We had some issues come up, not on our end, on the other end. And we decided, we were going to talk about a certain feline flick. And it just didn't feel right to do it without our guest who had a complication. Yeah, well, yes, that too. We probably should do that at some point. But, it didn't feel right to do it without our scheduled guest. So we kind of pivoted tonight. So this is kind of an on-the-fly kind of change. So tonight's a little bit going to be more freeform. Well, they're all freeform. We don't really stick to the script.
Have we ever had plans?
I mean,
the best laid plans definitely best laid plans also always go awry, but we go awry without him.
But, we are going to we're not canceling that show. We're going to postpone it once everyone involved is able to do it. We are going to do that show. So we do apologize for those of you who came expecting to learn about memories and Mr. Mustafali, but we're going to put a pin in that and come back to it at a later date. But tonight, we're going to shift over kind of with that in mind. Had that kind of movie in the back of our heads. So we're going to go with guilty pleasure movies tonight. And we also now finally have our Streamlabs enabled. So what we're doing tonight is going to be pretty cool. If you do donate to our show at the $10 level, we are going to bring you onto the show and you can discuss your guilty pleasure movie. But every single cent that gets donated, it doesn't matter how much we make, if it's a penny, if it's whatever, it's $100, whatever, it's all going to SMETS. It's all going to Smash Cancer. So it's all going to a good cause. So if you want to jump on, even if you don't want to jump on, you want to donate $9.99 and not jump on, you can do that too. You want to donate 25 cents, we don't care. It's all going to SMETS.
Yeah. And I think that's like after Smash-thon, like how many hours of Smash-thon do you guys think that you guys watched this past week?
I had to work during a decent chunk of it. I saw it I saw the first 3 or 4 hours, and I think I saw the last 2 hours. So I probably saw about 5.
Nice.
By the way.
Yeah, I was in here and there checking in, but then for the Gucci verse is when I was like full-fledged doing my donation part. Even raffled off the Pizza USA shirt during that time.
Yup. And you and I won some prizes from Josh McCouga that night.
Mm-hmm.
Josh McCouga, friend of the show, doesn't know what this show is, but he's about to be a friend of the show because in a couple of weeks, we're going to be sipping scotch out of mugs with his name on them.
Nice. I like that.
And we're going to be tweeting this out. So if you guys,
It's that.
What is going on, AJ?
Juice. Remember, like in the group chat before this started, when I told you about the story and said, hey, if you can talk about this,
Bad things are going to happen.
they're listening.
Oh, boy. Juice. What did you do?
I totally
Right,
don't have the lamp right next to my computer, like straight up plugged into a bum extension cord.
Nice.
That's not what this is.
It was Jason Momoa.
Hey, if anybody can short out an outlet's Aquaman for sure.
That's
So-
true. That's a valid statement. I don't think that he would do very well with electricity anyway.
Like,
Probably wouldn't be the best fit,
I don't know anything about Aquaman. Do you guys, anybody like in the chat or either you guys does Aquaman have like an electric supervillain?
He's
Ooh,
gotta.
I don't know enough about I watched the movie. I've seen the Super Friends cartoon as a kid, but I never really read his comics, so I don't. And Super Friends didn't go super, super deep into the villains, so
or into the lore of Aquaman. Let's be serious.
of any of them, to be honest. It was very surface level stuff.
But bruh, I became a Hawkman fan because of the Super Friends TV show. I think I was the only kid in my grade school who's like, yeah, Aquaman and Iron Man, they fuck. Like 1998, that was not what the narrative was. But now they're getting all this love, and I'm here for it.
Oh, so we're about close to 10 minutes into the show. Why don't we actually jump on topic for once and start with the guilty pleasures? Either of you want to start? You want me to start? How do we want to do this tonight?
So Hawkman is.
We need a Hawkman movie. I mean, that would almost certainly make this show at some point or another. I'm pretty certain of it.
So, Mike, you brought up this movie that I'm actually an apologist for, and I wanted to see if we can start off with that one.
Okay. So, this is, not by any stretch considered a good movie, but it's guilty pleasure night, and that's 100% what we're going for. I was working at the theater for this one. The trailer for this movie premiered on Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, because it was New Line Cinema, so it was attached to that. So anybody who saw Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers saw the trailer for Dumb and Dumberer When Harry Met Lloyd. And my first theater experience seeing this was one of the most ridiculous experiences I've ever had. First off, the movie is so delightfully dumb in your face. They don't they're not subtle about anything in this movie. Every single joke is just it seems so obvious. Some of them are left field, but you're watching it, they're just throwing it at your face. They're not trying to be subtle about anything. And, they have the Dumb and Dumber characters per se. It's really not the same thing. They're Dumb and Dumber in name only, I guess is a fair way to put it. But first time I saw this in theaters, I was with a bunch of my friends. One of them's going to be my best man at my wedding. And the Bob Saget scene comes on. And those of you who have seen this movie, Bob Saget's in the movie for a grand total of about 3 minutes. And he's on screen. And first off, Harry calls him Charlie, and he's like, well, the name's Walter. And I just started cracking up. My buddy Kyle just loses it. Hold on. So there we go.
I might just keep this.
I need that.
So he starts losing it. And then those of you who've seen the movie, spoiler alert if you haven't, Harry had sat on a radiator with one chocolate bar in his back pocket, one chocolate bar, and somehow manages to smear it all over basically their entire bathroom while he's trying to clean it up. And Bob Saget walks in and just starts saying, oh my God, there's shit everywhere. Everywhere. Ah! And then his wife starts screaming, there's shit on the windows. There's shit on the walls. There's shit everywhere. My friend Kyle was laughing so uncontrollably that the people 2 rows in front of us got up and moved to the other side of the theater to get away from us. It was so good. And then there was another part at the end of the movie that I literally just watched this because we realized we were pivoting. I watched this about 20 minutes before we went on stream. And there's this character named Mr. Moffat who's in it for he's in it for 2 minutes. And he's there to set up a sting, and he's playing that he's a special needs man. He's really a cop. And he's talking to Eugene Levy's character. And one of those things he says is he looks at him directly in the eye and he's like, I can turn on all the faucets in my house, even the hose. And then the other cop looks at him, he's like, but we don't drink from the hose. And he's like, no. And it's just the way he says no, just it killed me. And I know 99% of people see that and just groan, but for me, that's just the perfect type of humor. It's so ludicrous.
Have you ever quoted this movie? Have you ever quoted this movie to somebody who didn't know what it was?
100%.
I have this moment with when Lloyd, when they're in the special ed class, and the guy walks in and it's a skateboarder, and he's on crutches, Oh, little guy, what happened to you? Broke my leg.
So
someday they'll find a cure. I've done that to every single person I've seen in a cast ever since. That movie came out 13 years ago.
More than that. It was 2003, 17 years ago.
Shit, I saw it 13 years ago. I bought it actually for $2 when Movie Gallery was closing in my hometown.
Nice.
Movie Gallery is the Midwest version of Hollywood Video for all those unaffiliated.
Awesome. Yeah. So, what's 2 of my other favorite facts on that? Well, Eugene Levy's in it. Sherry O'Terry's in it. But it also has Fulton Reed from the Mighty Ducks is in it with the mohawk. He plays Turk. But the best part is the character, and I just watched it and I'm forgetting his name, who's in all the costumes, is Shia LaBeouf. So it makes it even, it's just Shia LaBeouf is in this movie. Guy. Yeah. So that just brings it to a whole nother level. I mean, it's 99% of the movie watching public will hate this movie, but for that 1% like me, it's just
Well, and Luis Guzman as the janitor dad.
as his dad,
is
yeah.
phenomenal.
And Mimi Rogers is in it too. Like the cast in this movie, it's Eric Christian.
It's insane.
Eric Christian and Derek Richardson playing the leads, and it's just so in your face.
But the best laugh of the movie for me is right at the beginning when he writes out the note to his dad in the ketchup.
In ketchup, we're out
And
of
it
ketchup.
turns out to be like the entire
Gymnasium
floor across this whole thing about the first day of school. And the
But-
last two letters are
In
yellow. P.S. We're out of ketchup.
We're out
And
of
it was taking gallons of ketchup for this.
Spelled out, we're out of ketchup too, which makes it even better. It's like he could have just stopped and there'd still be ketchup left.
Like, there's so much classic comedy in this movie that, like, I don't understand the hate that it gets, besides the fact that it was the predecessor to a classic movie.
Well, I think that's the reason, is because, it has the Dumb and Dumber name on it. It was supposed to be originally directed by Parker and Stone from South Park, but they dropped out. And then they kind of like fast-tracked it to get it to the theaters. So that's why it wound up the way it wound up. But I definitely, the movie flopped hard in theaters. But if you've never seen it, it is currently on HBO Max. So anyone who has HBO Max can check it out.
And everybody in this on this stream right now, we all still have HBO Max and watching Cats. So
From Cats, yeah.
we all know what we're doing yet tonight.
But
So
we're all gonna drop it before the Snyder Cut comes out, right?
Uh-oh.
if my lights go out again,
Okay, if your lights go out again.
probably if my lights go out again. Not gonna lie. That's some terrifying shit.
I do hope that I don't have to rewatch Cats before we do the show again, but I will.
It's
I don't know what, like, to everyone watching, we do actually have kind of a full schedule lined up. Like, I've booked quite a bit. So I don't know when the Cats episode's going to actually happen, but we will make sure it happens.
it will happen, whether you like it or not.
Too much has been sacrificed for it to not happen.
Oh,
I mean, we'll give it, like, December's booked, but sometime in January we'll do Cats.
oh yeah. We have so much coming down. the
We
pipes.
have a lot booked. I won't give away everything, but there's a lot booked. So yeah, we're doing surprisingly well.
So Juice, there's this movie that I originally showed to Mike.
Oh God.
The
Bethany,
Southland Tales.
you're watching. You need to get in here.
The Southland Tales. Do you know this
Very
movie at all?
intrigued.
Oh my God.
What is it called?
So the
Southland
Southland
Tales.
Tales.
Southland Tales. Okay.
It's from the director of Donnie Darko. Stars The Rock.
This cast is insane.
Oh yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar. As the Sicilian from The Princess Bride. We have
Sean
Sean
Wallace.
Sean William Scott as well. John Lovitz. Did I mention Justin Timberlake yet?
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith is not in.
No, he is in it. He's behind the desk. He's in so much makeup you don't even know it's him.
Kevin Smith. So it's this movie that's about the biblical end of the world, but it's happening in the end time. It's happening in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, it's happening in Southland, LA, like California region, and it is just. It's from the director of Donnie Darko, and it's the most ridiculous. Like, if Donnie Darko was mushrooms, this is acid.
My head hurt when you made me watch this. Like, I didn't even like. I was so baffled by this movie. Like,
It's
more times than not, I can watch a movie and have like an opinion either way. I'm watching this one. I'm just like, what the fuck are you making me watch right now? Was the only thing I can think.
The Rock says in this film. This is
The Rock says.
the main quote of the movie. I'm a pimp,
Yep.
and pimps don't commit suicide.
It should be a t-shirt. It really should.
The names of the characters are fucking phenomenal. Boxer
Go.
Santeros,
Yep.
Pilot Aberdeen. Like it's,
Oh, what was Sarah Michelle Gellar's name? Oh, she.
I don't know, but teen horniness is not a crime, which is both the name of a song and a TV show in this world.
So AJ messages us during quarantine, and he basically is like, "I'm paying for this movie for you two to do a drunk review of," and Bethany and I watched it, and I'm like, I don't even know what to say. She has a lot to say about it. I think she's going to come on here right now.
She still doesn't like me because I recommended this movie. This is a fact. This is not a feeling. These are cold, hard facts.
So Bethany and I have, on my own channel, have done a bunch of reviews of movies, and if you watch that one, it's a doozy. That one in particular, there's a few of them that are better than others, but this one in particular, like, it's very unusual to see Bethany struggling to find the words she wants to say. When we watched Southland Tales, she was so dumbfounded. There is literally a scene in this movie where one car mounts another and humps it.
The exhaust pipes do this move with the exhaust pipes. It's phenomenal.
It's so ridiculous.
The old lady from The Exorcist, or no, from Poltergeist. The creepy old lady who kind of talks.
Oh,
like
yeah.
this,
I'll definitely
has
watch
a
it.
major role. She is an important plot point in this film that came out in 2006. This is also the lowest grossing film for the box office that The Rock has ever participated in.
So this was the best fact I learned about that when I did research when I watched it the first time. It premiered at Cannes, and Cannes has like a scorecard they give to their judge panel, and it goes from a 1 to a 5, and the aggregate score for this movie was 1.1. So that pretty much means every single judge gave it a 1, and one judge gave it a 2.
So here's the thing with the Southland Tales. This movie had a budget of millions of dollars.
It lost so much
And
money.
it appealed to exactly 13 people. I am
Were
one of those
you,
people.
you were the one of the 13, AJ.
I'm one of those
can-
13
yeah.
people, and they could have given us like $5 million a piece, but instead I got the Southland Tales, and I'm okay with that instead of $13 million because I love this movie so much.
So bad.
I'm just gonna take a swig of this wine here.
Yeah, it's not a $13 million wine, but that movie is like, it cost more than $13 million. I don't actually know what the production budget was, but it is
Whatever
way too
it
much for what we
was,
got.
it was too much. I can assure you of that.
Oh, definitely.
I can
That's
also
the
assure
best part of the
you.
movie.
Oh, that movie I looked it up. That had a fairly huge budget, actually.
Oh, yeah.
AJ, I just want you to know, and I say this from the absolute bottom of my heart, you'll be
Oh,
the
boy.
last person to eat at our wedding. And that is your punishment for making me endure that movie.
That's okay. I have DoorDash. It'll work out.
Dude, she'll be at the front of the line.
That's how I work most of the time.
Yeah. I'll get my seconds before he gets his first.
I like that idea.
She's just gonna pass me out some scraps while I'm waiting on my DoorDash.
Oh, that's so sad.
Right. So, Juice, you had one? Do you have one to bring up?
I do. This is one I thought of. I have a few that I came up with, but this one I actually thought of during the show. I am going to go with, as my first pick, the 2010 classic, The Three Stooges.
Oh, wow. That bombed so hard.
We just dropped 20% of our viewership with that, and that was one person left. One person left, and we lost 20% of our viewership because of The Three Stooges.
So we had
Oh,
1.2
tell me about this
people.
Will Sasso beauty.
Yeah. Granted, it has been a few years since I've seen it, but I did see it.
You're
Like,
like
I mean-
the only person I've ever heard of who's watched that.
I've seen it.
It-
Like
That's
this.
two then.
And I did grow up watching not like tons and tons, but a decent amount of Three Stooges. So I was pretty
They
caught
were
up
on.
with
They were on
canon.
the early mornings a lot.
Yeah.
You know, before school. So I saw
Oh, yeah.
a fair amount. The original Three Stooges. You know, they're responsible for one of my favorite movies, which is Evil Dead 2. That's 100% a Three Stooges movie. So, you know, it's true. I mean, who's arguing that? It's valid.
I've never heard that before. Is this a thing?
Have you not watched Evil Dead 2? It's pretty much a Three Stooges
No,
movie.
Is this a thing that people talk about though? Is this like a pop culture thing that I've missed out on?
Oh yeah, I like Sam Raimi
Shit.
will admit that.
Can I also just say, and speaking of movies that suck, Evil Dead 2. I don't get the hype. It's one of his favorite movies. I watched like 20 minutes of it once.
She
and it
didn't
was
get
terrible.
through it.
It was real bad.
Mm.
It's like if you take a movie that's like it's mediocre, which is the first Evil Dead movie, and then you basically just remake it into a comedy. That's what they did, and I'm here for Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2 is one of the greatest movies ever made. Its Rotten Tomato score is like a 98.
I won't say anything in hopes of still being first in line at the.
That's
juice.
smart. That's a very smart decision there, sir. Very smart.
Okay.
Again, no one can get lower than AJ, but you know, there is second to last in line at the buffet. So throwing that
So-
out there.
I don't know.
Okay,
I think
Bethany.
PLD might accomplish that.
But how could anyone torture me more than making me watch Southland 2?
Have you ever seen Kickboxer Vengeance?
We've talked about this. This is coming up soon.
Oh man.
Have you seen it?
Grace. I certainly
We have
have
watched
not.
it, yeah.
It's about to get so much worse for you,
No.
and it's all my fault.
I don't know what I did to deserve this.
All right.
So
just go-
what's a movie that you love that would make me feel this way, Bethany? I need to know.
I know this
How
answer.
can we make this even?
I don't know. There is no movie that I love that is as bad as Southland. Like that movie is just, mind you, there are some great aspects of it. Again, if you want my full thoughts, watch the drunk review. But like there are some there are some redeeming, I don't want to say redeeming qualities about it because that's not the word I would necessarily use, but there are some things that are entertaining, whatever, but that movie is just so long.
Yep.
Oh my God, it just lasted forever. And I always write notes when I do drunk reviews because I'm drunk and reviewing something and I forget a lot of things because I'm drunk. I just remember looking at my notes and being like, oh my God, that happened in this movie. And it was 10 hours ago. So it was a lot.
I just want to say real quick, you say Justice for Three Stooges. I could take Will Sasso's job in that movie just from this look right now.
You're not wrong.
Who is in that?
Yeah, let's go
version?
back.
Funny you ask. I just looked up the cast
Hit me
and I had
with it.
completely forgotten. You have in this classic Larry David playing a sister nun.
Okay.
It doesn't
That's the
get
only thing that
better
happened.
than that.
What
I-
happened?
Can I drop that this
I totally
is-
forgot about that.
We broke AJ.
Shit. I completely forgot about that.
It's pretty good. I like it. I don't remember enough.
Who are the
Like,
Stooges?
lines.
Wait, is
Oh,
James Gandolfini randomly in that movie, or am I imagining that?
Should have been.
Oh, well, he's not in that movie.
It
I
tracks.
think
That's
he
the only
was.
thing that could have possibly happened.
I think
He
that's.
was may he rest in peace. He was a little bit too good of an actor to be in the Three Stooges.
And I was gonna say, I think that came out afterwards.
Oh, but Vincent
When
did he
D'Onofrio
pass
was
away?
totally
I
I think it was after.
Vincent D'Onofrio was in it. He had this whole huge monologue. I'm making this up. You could just say anybody was in this movie. Willem Dafoe beheaded a man
If William
with a
Dafoe
rusty spork.
was in
in
the
the
Three
Three
movie, I'd go
Stooges.
see it. Like first in line, no doubt.
Actually, yeah. If we're gonna do a new one, let's put him in as Curly.
I like it. I'm not gonna lie, I do
Hey,
like
is
it.
is this movie on any streaming service right now?
Ooh, it's on Amazon, obviously, for renting.
Right.
But I don't.
Okay, so I have a.
Not
I
on
have-
anything on any free service. Or
I use the
something that we don't
Spoke.
pay for.
Have you guys heard the Spoke?
Yeah, I've heard the Spoke.
Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive. I was the one talking right now, but y'all talk.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to think of a movie that I could torture you with, AJ. This is now like my
What are some of your guilty
Well,
pleasures?
I think you're guilty. She made me watch her guilty.
Well,
I perversely enjoy this for.
Let me tell him what it is. Don't you ruin my thing. First of all, can I just say that much like Dave Grohl, I do not believe in guilty pleasures. I
From
think that you
Cinemax.
love what you love. And no shame to loving what you love, even if it is Southland Tales, which is undoubtedly terrible. But one of my quote unquote guilty pleasures, which again I don't believe in that term, is this wonderful movie. I made Mike watch it. He loved it. It's called
I
Center
love-
Stage.
A handful of lines of
What was it?
Center Stage. You can watch it on Netflix, and if you've never watched Center Stage, please do yourself a favor and watch it. It's great. We've got an early Zoe Saldana making, one of her first major motion picture appearances. It's a dance movie, so I know my girl Brianne Chandler out there, she would love it.
I'm sure she's seen it.
Yeah, it's great. It's really terrible. The acting is really terrible, except for my girl Zoe Saldana, because she's amazing in everything that she does.
But most of them aren't actors. It's mostly dancers.
Most
in the
of them
movie.
are dancers,
Mm.
yeah. So but the dancing and the soundtrack and just overall, it's fantastic. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Hit him with some of the lines that you love.
Oh, the one there's like this one total douchey like instructor, and I forget the exact line, but he just looks at the camera. He looks at the camera with this like goofy look, and he's like, oh, "What's the exact line?" But it's like, if you do that, I'm pulling it. Like
He says, "I'm
using.
pulling it."
Yeah,
That's his
I'm
favorite
pulling it.
line of the entire movie is when Cooper Nielsen, who again not a traditional actor, he's a dancer. Who
The delivery is
had to
just
act in this movie.
so juicy.
I'm gonna full transparency.
Like it
I'm
was
gonna-
his moment.
Yes. And it's the stupidest line. It's 3 words.
Full transparency, my favorite Michael Jackson song of all time is The Way You Make Me Feel. And the first time I ever heard that song was in this movie. And I loved it. And my sisters and I bought the soundtrack to, and it's like, it's a Michael Jackson. Like, it's Michael
Wasn't that
Jackson.
song on the
everybody
Free Willy
knows.
soundtrack too?
No,
It was
that
like right around the same time. That was big.
was Heal the World, right?
There was multiples.
so.
I thought.
I think it was Heal the World.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to admit that I learned a Michael Jackson song from this terrible dance movie, but I did. And it's in one of the most iconic scenes of this movie. Do yourself a favor. When did Center Stage even come out? This is how
2000-ish.
2000.
Is
Yeah,
it-
looking it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2000, yeah. So literally in 2000, I learned this Michael Jackson song, and
But,
to this
like-
day, it's my favorite Michael Jackson song.
Center
Which,
Stage
I mean,
is
mind
Center
you,
Stage is-
automatically win.
it's totally like
He's so bad, but I do love that song. That's my guilty pleasure song.
the movie is totally like if you're talking guilty pleasures, this 100% fits that category because the movie itself is, by no quantifiable standard is good, but there's some enjoyment to be found out of it,
There's
even
like-
parts.
Peter Gallagher's in this movie.
He
Yeah.
sure
Oh my
as hell is. Oh, it's
How
so
much
good.
is he in this movie?
Oh, he's one of the he's one of the dance teachers, so he's in quite a bit. It's great. It's so good.
Peter Gallagher's a dance teacher.
Yeah.
Do we need to do a watch along?
Ooh.
I don't know what
AJ,
Twitch
do
is.
you wanna come and do like a drunk review with us of Center Stage? Because you were formally invited.
If I can get there, I would do this.
well,
We
like,
can do
no, like,
virtual.
Yes.
virtually, or we can wait till the wedding when you're in town, and then we can all just watch Center Stage. Juice, do you
We
want to
can
watch
just get
Center
all of
Stage
us.
with us?
this.
Sure.
Oh, is anybody from C2A in the chat? Because we might just like commandeer and like we need a parlay. We need a parlay with C2A for Center Stage.
I think it's the Action House in Orlando. That's going to happen for this wedding. It's going to be required viewing. Everyone will be watching Center Stage for sure.
Lord.
We watch that to get drunk, and then when we are drunk, we'll all watch Warrior and cry.
There you go.
Hey,
That's
I like it.
bonding right there.
Like,
I
if you
like
haven't
it.
watched Warrior and cried during the past year, are you even in quarantine?
Come on.
Brandy, tell me if you've seen Center Stage.
Granddaddy
Brandy.
Parker.
Brandy.
And if you haven't, fix that. It's a great movie. 10 out of 10.
We got some
We're-
dead space
we're
right
not
now,
getting-
but so
Hit me with another one, gentlemen.
I've got enough like.
I've got another great one, and
Thank
Brandy,
you, Brandy.
Brandy
Thank
has
you.
Brandy's seen Center Stage.
So good. It is so good.
So she's coming to the party. She gets to eat ahead of me, of course.
Yeah. Anyone
the-
who has seen Center Stage gets to eat before you, AJ.
But here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that I can
I'm watching it
DoorDash
tonight.
a damn good Cubano somewhere in Florida when we're at the wedding. So
Can I just pro tip that has nothing to do with anything we're discussing right now, but pro tip for everyone out there, don't get a flu shot the same day you have your lightsaber class because your arm will hurt like hell, because mine is currently hurting like hell. Yes. Or I've seen it probably like 20 times. It's great.
I've seen it twice now, so
When did
It's-
you watch it the second time?
no, it was on. No,
he
you're right.
watched
I
it
saw
by
once.
himself.
No,
Like
I watched it once.
Yeah,
I watched it once, and you had the. So I'm
At least
thinking now
7
that it's
times.
Watched it, yeah, he's been watching every time he takes a shower. He's watching Center.
I think that's one should.
Listen, anytime that we're streaming and you're not watching, Mike is actually lying to you and he's watching Center
Secretly
Stage
watching Center
again.
Stage, yeah.
Let's be honest. I'm usually watching the Lord of the Rings 9-hour cut.
Yes. He's really, I don't think you understand how much he enjoys torturing me with that. That's his guilty pleasure, I think, is the 9-hour.
It's not guilty at all. That's a fucking amazing cut.
I can't do it, man. I can't do the extended editions. Like,
No. This
I'm-
is not the extended edition. This is every single time Sam takes a step.
Oh,
It comes back to the scene where he says it's the furthest he ever been away from home.
Oh my God, Brandy. No. If Center Stage
I mean, that's a
new Mortal
great
Kombat,
line, though.
I would be, I'm like now looking up the things we watched during quarantine. Mind you, one of them was Southland Tales. And a lot of them might fit in my guilty pleasures. Oh, well, basically any like Disney Channel original movie is a guilty pleasure for me. I love all of them. Xenon, your Brinks, your Alley Cat Strike Back. I made Mike watch Alley Cat Strike Back because he, fun fact, actually was a bowler in high school. So I said, look, this movie is for you.
well, and like Phantom of the Megaplex.
Oh, so good.
Like, Mike, did you watch that one with her?
Yeah, because you work in a movie. Do you work in a movie theater? I don't know if you recall.
For close to 5 years.
Drinks.
I also, oh no, I ran out of my drink. But yeah, I also worked in a movie theater. So
Phantom of the
we
Megaplex.
can play a double drinking game.
It's so. Oh, all the DComs. Like, I was a total DCom kid. I caught them on Friday nights when like my parents were out. Frozen pizza.
Oh,
Get
it
it
was
all
like
good to go.
Johnny Tsunami. Can we all get some love for Johnny
I watched
Tsunami?
that one.
Johnny
Johnny
Tsunami is
Tsunami was-
everything.
I did watch that one. That's Shang Tsung.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. James
That's how
Stone's the grandpa.
I got him. I got him into it because I was like, well, Mortal Kombat.
I watched. We were supposed to do Cats tonight, but I followed up Cats with one of my favorite terrible movies, like objectively horrible. There was a 2009 Ben Carson story movie starring Cuba Gooding
I've
Jr.
heard of this. I've never seen it, but I've heard of it, and I am fascinated by
Oh
it.
my god! It has all the meanings of like a young, underprivileged African American child story rising up to prominence, but it's also terribly done. It's like
I've heard it's bad.
the actress who plays his mom plays Ben Carson's mom when he's a kid, and she's like also playing his mom when he's an adult, and she's only 1 year older than Cuba Gooding Jr.
Right.
So there's like these scenes when Carson's in college where he is playing a college student in his 20s and he's 40 something years old, and the actress is playing his mom who's 1 year older than him, but she's also in her 40s.
That sounds right. It's very
No
was that
makeup,
movie?
no makeup to do anything with it. It's just what it
Is
is.
Is it Alexander where Angelina Jolie is like playing
Yes.
a mother and she's
That's
yeah,
correct.
because it's
Yeah.
Colin Farrell. I almost said Firth. That is the wrong Colin. Yeah, that's what that makes me think of. That's also, by the way, not a good movie.
So I have a real good choice for one. This goes a little before everybody else, but Masters of the Universe.
Never
is
seen it.
The ultimate guilty pleasure movie, especially if you're somebody who watched the cartoon as a kid, because it is Masters of the Universe in name only. Like literally, He-Man and Skeletor are somewhat like their actual characters, but He-Man is never not He-Man. Like in the cartoon, he has to become He-Man. He's always He-Man in the movie. And then they go to Earth, and Courtney Cox is there with her boyfriend who's at a record store. And for inexplicable reasons, He-Man and Tila and Man-at-Arms spend time at the record store with them. And there's this character named Gwildor, played by Billy Barty, if I remember correctly. And he is never in the cartoons or anything like that, and has something called the Cosmic Key, which is like this glorified, like sphere. What would you even call it? Like a lamp almost. It's like almost like a keytar in a way, because the way you hit the keys on it, it makes noises. But it's also a portal into other worlds. I mean, it's
Like a port key?
Kinda, yeah. That's a fair way to put it. A keytar, a port guitar, we'll call it that. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
I love it.
And the movie is so ridiculous. Like none of the characters make any sense whatsoever compared to their counterparts in the TV show. And it's Frank Langella playing Skeletor.
Don't they have like a legit actor playing Skeletor? So
It's Frank Langella, yeah. And
so
but he's chewing
How?
scenery. Like that's the best part about it. Like
if
he's
you're
another
playing
one.
Skeletor, you better be chewing scenery.
He did this movie, like he said, he did it. I think it was for his grandkids. He's like, they love the show, and I got offered the role. He's like, I can't say no. Do you know who's playing Skeletor in the upcoming cartoon that Kevin Smith is the showrunner of?
Isn't it Mark Hamill?
That's correct.
Oh yeah.
So I am so excited for that. And also Jason Mewes is playing Stinkor, and that is going to be
That's like
phenomenal.
two of your favorite things, like combined. Like it's
Exactly.
like Jason Mewes. and
Oh, you're
Tom
watching
Sawyer.
every single episode of
Who
that.
do you have? Don't
Oh,
you
we're
have
gonna
a
do a
Masters
live
of the
reaction
Universe
show.
tattoo?
I have Battle Cat tattooed on my
Yeah,
back.
that's what it is. I couldn't remember
Oh,
what
can we
the
see
name
it?
of the kitty was.
Sure, hold on.
It's very. Oh man. Oh gosh.
I will admit,
This is turning into the Gucci verse.
We're
this
getting
one does need to get
risky.
redone. The red ink on it has it needs to be recolored.
Yeah,
but
kind
I
of
will
hate
give you.
it.
Yeah.
Things are happening here.
Enter the Gucci verse.
Oh, like
Whoa, we're getting very.
no, I need you to pop out your back a little bit more.
Oh
Just
man.
in and
I want everyone to know that he has that tattooed on him and like 18 other things, including many Simpsons tattoo. Nothing to do with me. So we know where his loyalties lie. I'm just kidding. Please don't get it like a tattoo of me. That'd be weird.
no.
But I will say this. We were in the Manhattan Schmodown event, and I was wearing a Battle Cat T-shirt, and that is why I became friends with Kevin Smets.
That is true. That is
Nice.
what
Oh, yeah.
started the bond.
We were at VIP, and he saw the shirt and was like, "Oh my God, where did you get that shirt? I need to find it." We wound up at the same bar a little while later, and Smets and I probably talked for like 45 minutes about Masters of the Universe, and that's why he and I are friends. So
See, I have an H.G. Geiger inspired cross on my side here, tattooed, and it's huge. Like here, okay, we're doing this. It is giant, and I dated somebody who was in love with H.G. Geiger, so
Well, that is huge.
that is
Yeah.
big, yeah.
Yeah.
that's just there. I never actually got the work finished on it, so I think having something that you actually love,
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably for the best, yeah.
My
Speaking
most
of
recent one is Chewbacca from The Simpsons.
Nice.
which he did get to show Chewbacca the last time we were at Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios, so that was kind of funny.
Yep.
And I was like, Chewie, I have you on my leg.
So, a friend of mine, he's a double leg amputee, and we always had this this costume idea where I was going to be Chewbacca, and he was going to be C-3PO, and he was going to have the legs detached, and like I was going to be
That
like,
would be so good.
That would have been fantastic.
Okay,
Right?
AJ, you now just for that costume suggestion, you might be the second to last person to eat at the wedding. You just bumped up a little bit on the list because that was
Well,
clever.
and like we were talking like I got him to Schmodown, and we were talking about like if we ever did a teams match, walking into the studio like that for the intro. Like I don't care. Nobody can care that.
I think that's 100% necessary. Before I leave you, gentlemen, to continue on in your guilty pleasure goodness, I do have to discuss one more movie that, Mike, we watched it together, and I think that you have the same feelings about it. We did not discuss this before. This just popped in my head, so I have to get you in on this. Actually, I have two movies, but one we agree on. All I'm gonna say is Paul Rudd. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Halloween 5 Season of the Witch.
No. So my favorite movie of all time is E.T. And there's a lovely movie that is a 100% ripoff of E.T. called Mac and Me. And we watched it during quarantine recently. And it is
so amazing.
so good. Like,
found your
oh my
one.
God, it's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. And I'm
that's
so
the
mad.
revenge movie.
I'm so mad that recently, like, Honest Trailers did an Honest Trailer because, like, we were like, oh, we should do a drunk review. And then, like, Honest Trailer, like, basically talked about it. And I was like, I feel like there's something good to talk about anymore.
Because we were gonna do it. Like we watched that on Tubi. Like it was on Tubi.
That's the dedication we have for Mac and Me.
I thought it'd be on Crackle for some reason.
If you
It's
ever
just
want to
not-
watch a full-on like choreographed dance number in a McDonald's,
In a McDonald's at a
movie for
birthday
you.
party.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which now I
McDonald's
feel
themed
just that I
birthday
never
party.
had a dance party and a McDonald's birthday party in my life. So what a childhood I had, I guess, you know. Lame.
But that scene in Mac and Me, that anyone who knows Paul Rudd, if you've ever seen him on Conan, knows exactly which scene I'm talking about. Like you can never watch that scene and just not lose your shit at this point.
So
Oh,
good.
that is such a
everything.
movie.
Have either of you, AJ, have you watched it? Have you ever watched it, Juice?
I've not seen it.
Oh, Juice.
Get yourself on
that
Tubi.
might actually go above center stage. Like that, you need to watch that one first.
We might start like a Juice Reacts kind of like
Yes.
playlist
I get it.
for this channel.
I feel like a
it's
Juice
so
reaction like show once a week would be fantastic.
Just
I'm all
we can
for
clip
it.
it down to like 4 minutes of
Yeah.
just
Juice reacting to some
keep the
terrible.
sunglasses on.
I mean, if AJ is making a suggestion, chances are there are going to be some really terrible movies. So just prepare.
Oh, I've got a few.
I
So,
also think,
Southland Tales.
I also think you have
are you
some
sure you
great-
want to sign off, Bethany?
great
Like,
ones.
we want to keep you on.
I do have one more movie in talks of some, well, like a couple more movies I could talk about. We watched some really weird things during quarantine, y'all, because it was quarantine and we all just like needed lighthearted, weird
Something
stuff
to distract us.
from, you know, like the impending doom of the world. I was having a couple of good things that I could talk about. So I guess I will stay on with you all for a little. Twist my arm. I'll stay on a little longer. But one of mine would be, and mind you, I literally only watched this movie once, but it had like everything I want in a movie. A really predictable, cheesy romance. Hayden Christensen doing a really terrible accent.
Oh my god, I
Here
know
for
what you're
that.
talking about.
Here for that. And also just like a bunch of scenes that made me hungry. And of course, obviously, I'm talking about the great hit, Little Italy, which has Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts and
Oh,
Hayden
yeah.
Christensen.
And it's
It's on
bad.
Amazon Prime. I think it still is.
Two rivalry like families in Little Italy, and it's not even Little Italy like New York. It's Little Italy, Canada. Sorry, Liam, if you're still watching. No offense to Canada, but I didn't even know Canada had a Little Italy. Hayden Christensen is doing this weird like Italian American. Oh, it's so bad. Like accent, and it is just
And it's rival pizza families.
Oh, it's so good. It's like Romeo and Juliet, but bad, like really, really bad, and with pizza. But I left hungry and just satisfied by the absurdity of everything that was that movie. So Little Italy, Amazon Prime,
They had a soccer penalty kickoff in the rain.
and the pouring rain.
In the
For no
pouring
reason.
rain.
Also, Jane Seymour is like randomly in it, like Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. Shout out
Sold.
to her. She's in it. Just I cannot stress how much the accents. Teen Witch. Ooh, Teen Witch. I don't think I have. Tell me about this Teen Witch. Give me a short.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, like I feel like I should
Teen
have
Wolf?
seen it.
Because I remember that.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Give me like a little summary in the comments because I'm very intrigued by this Teen Witch.
Well, it's like
Um,
one of the things I think about too with like guilty movie pleasures is like how much like outside of the circle of the people that were around that talk about movies all the damn time, like in everyday life with people outside of that, what are those ones that like for me MacGruber is a huge thing. MacGruber is like probably my most quoted movie of all time. And I cannot get anybody to watch it.
I watched.
I got her to watch it during court. It's actually another one of our drunk reviews.
It wasn't it like the 10th anniversary of it?
It was.
Yeah.
We watched it on the 10th anniversary.
Everyone get your glasses ready. I was working at the movie theater when that movie came out. It was in Theater 10 for like the longest time. Fun fact. This is the fun thing about working in movie theater is you associate movies with which house they were playing in. So like the King's
100%.
Speech, Theater 14. It was in Theater 14 for like the longest time. And I'll always think of that every time someone mentions that movie. But yeah, MacGruber, Theater 10.
Live by Night.
Oh, Live by Night. I've
The
heard
Ben
it.
Affleck one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Liam,
heard
let's
it,
go
but never
here.
seen
Liam, I just want you
did
to
see
know
it.
that I love Canada. And
It's
Nuri gets
okay.
magical powers on her 16th birthday. This popular girl on the wall. Brandy, where can I watch this? Like, is it on a streaming service? Because I feel like I need to watch it.
I'll
'Cause
watch
that
it.
sounds 100% up my
That-
alley.
Oh yeah,
If she
that
turns her
sounds like
brother
a
into a dog.
like a retro decom style kind of
It had
thing.
me at their musical numbers. If I'm
I looked
honest.
at it. Came out in 1989.
She turns her brother into a dog. Ooh.
And it's an 80s movie. Oh man, this is like all the things I'm here for.
Oh.
Cheesy 80s.
Oh hey,
movies.
Tyler's in the chat. What's
Musical
up,
numbers.
Tyler?
I just have so.
Oh,
I feel like I need to get more drinks. So I'm gonna go get more drinks so we continue playing the game of anytime someone mentions a movie, Mike and I can tell you we worked in a movie theater.
well,
So I'll be
like,
right back.
but like MacGruber, like I was the only person I knew that ever saw it in a theater, and I'm definitely the only person that I know in Nebraska that saw it more than one time in a theater. So when I drop lines like, just tell me what you want me to fuck, I'm the only person who knows.
So I saw it on opening night, and
Same.
there was 4 other people in the theater aside from me and my buddy.
Yup.
There were 6 total people in the theater, and that was like the 9:00 show on opening Friday.
It bombed so hard, and I think it's like Tropic Thunder is getting the respect that it deserves now. I think MacGruber deserves about that same level of respect.
I saw
As
Tropic
fun.
Thunder like a week after it came out, and it was actually a fairly full theater. And I saw it like a Wednesday too. It wasn't even like a weekend. So like Tropic Thunder, like I think the word of mouth on that one helped it, but MacGruber didn't make shit in theaters.
Mhm. That's another one I got to see. I've seen
Right.
I've seen a lot of movies, but ones keep coming up that I haven't seen. But yeah, ever since knowing that that's one of Bateman
AJ,
and Guy's
so-
favorites, it's been on my
so
list. But I haven't gotten
Juice
to it.
hasn't seen it. Needs to be a show.
I mean,
I've seen a lot.
all my juices with Justin the Juice on the Schmodown Entertainment Juice
Yeah.
Network. That's going to be a debuting podcast with Juice Merle that we're going to debut. Holy shit! This movie is made for you, man.
I'm sure I'll love it.
You love it's
Like-
so over the top, and again, it's intentionally over the top.
Mhm.
So, this movie knows what it is.
Yeah.
If you're ever a fan of basically any army movie, any war movie, and any Sly and Arnie movie,
It's a
You-
loving parody.
It-
It's not
it's-
even a parody per se because it steers into it. It is, but it isn't.
hmm
oh my god, I cannot just. You're gonna love this shit, man.
I can't believe you haven't seen it.
All right,
They-
HBO Max or on Amazon. Good to know. I will be checking that out. I will give you a full report on my thoughts.
I think
Maybe this is a discussion for after, but maybe we each week I have a movie that I haven't seen. I'll watch it and then I'll review. Kind of like what they were gonna do with Dorian on Collider Live back in the day.
Yeah.
He did it
Oh, yeah.
4 times, and then. But I've seen a lot more than Dorian. But
yeah, your collection looks pretty impressive actually behind
yeah,
you.
I've seen a lot of movies. But stuff like MacGruber and I have actually seen Masters of the Universe, and I did really like it. I haven't seen much of the.
I still haven't seen
Back
Master
in
of
the
the
day.
Universe.
So, spoiler alert. So, we are going to do a Christmas special,
Oh shit! Just real quick, we have not mentioned Velocipaster.
Oh my God.
Velocipaster, by the way, free to watch on YouTube. If this show isn't shitty enough for you, you can actually find something with worse production values if you watch Velocipaster.
Wow.
What?
Oh,
Huh?
Velocipaster. Yeah. Goddard went nuts over that.
What is it?
It is. Okay, I want you to guess.
I'm going to assume it's a pastor who is a velociraptor. Am I close?
Yes.
That's it. And it's a movie?
Yes. It is a
And
movie.
What is the plot of this velociraptor who is
None.
a pastor?
There's
Oh,
no
okay.
plot.
I'm gonna IMDb this right now.
2018.
Yeah, it's fairly recent.
So recently this came out.
Mhm.
Okay.
Special effects cuts are actually like left in the movie. Like, and
This is okay.
yes, it is okay.
Oh.
It's more than okay.
So-
Wow.
Drunk review. This could be a thing.
Ooh.
I'm into. Oh man, this poster is everything. A man
Yes.
of the claw is just the
Yep.
tagline. Tell her nothing else, just make her watch. Yeah, I think we're doing this. We're watching this.
So I also will say if we're gonna do
poster, it's so
yes,
good.
we've done the drunk reviews before, but if we do them again, we're gonna move them to this channel, so everyone can find it easier.
Oh man, this is news
Nice,
to
yeah.
me. Okay, sweet.
Yeah,
I've just been informed.
we will move if we do any future drunk reviews. They won't be on my channel. They'll be on this
If
channel.
we do any more drunk
When?
reviews, sir.
When
Sir,
we
what I
do.
believe you mean is when. Also, speaking of drunk reviews, because we always start our drunk reviews saying what we're drinking, I am drinking the Kona Island Seltzer, the Pog one, the Pog juice, and it
Which
is so good.
That's the one everyone
Passion
wants.
fruit orange guava. I know my
Anyway,
Disney fans out there.
It's for the Disney
know,
fans because it's like a Dole Whip.
Ooh,
No, it's like a Pog juice.
that
That's what
sounds
it's
phenomenal. You know what I'm drinking? Did you guys take a look at the can?
No, I didn't.
It is one of the worst beers known to man, but it's not the worst.
Is it PBR?
Is it
No,
Is it Natty?
no.
Is it
Milwaukee's best
Milwaukee's
ice.
best?
I have not had one of those in like 15 years.
So here's the thing about Milwaukee's best. If you're doing the ice beer, it's the best ice beer they're gonna get.
Oh God, the ice. Oh, those are
Oh, yeah.
those are rough.
Yep.
Juice? What are you drinking this evening?
I'm having Evan Williams straight on the rocks.
I
This is
like that.
classy.
Oh, Jake is gonna yell at you for saying
No,
that.
I know. I saw that comment on the on that video, so I did a little reference to that. But no, I'm drinking on the rocks.
I
Oh.
have seen The Room. I have never seen Samurai Cop.
Yeah, Samurai Cop is phenomenal. The Room.
Mm.
I love the
Okay.
room. I could
The
watch
Room
the
was
room.
Oh,
So
room is so good.
Bethany and I saw it in theaters.
The
Oh.
Room is a good like group, just like Rocky Horror. Like it's a good you go out and like group setting type of movie. I love when everyone throws
Cats is
this.
becoming that too. Honestly,
What's your guys' feeling on the Disaster Artist?
I loved it.
I loved it.
I liked it.
I actually really, really liked it.
I watched that movie and I cried and I loved it and I thought it was beautiful and I thought about the room in a different way and then I read the book and it was like, no, Tommy Wiseau is actually kind of a dick. He's like Nick Cave without the talent.
So
yeah, I
Beth,
guess
you know
that's
Nick
kinda
Cave?
true.
we went to see the Disaster Artist in theaters, but then we looked online and we found the room. Like at that point, I didn't own it. Now I do. But we found the room. We watched the room. Then we saw the Disaster Artist. And when you watch them back to back, it's something else.
Hmm.
It really is something else to watch them back to back.
I watched them about one day and then one the next day. I worked at Family Video,
No,
so I got to see them.
We're counting that as a drink. Anytime you talk about
Yeah.
Disney related
It's the next.
stuff.
So I didn't see it in theaters, but I would see them before they came out on video before everyone else did for everyone that didn't see them in theaters. But
right.
that was one of them I definitely got and watched before it came out. I do have one.
Yeah.
Hit us.
Very curious if anyone's seen this. So I'll preface this with I'm a huge fan of the TV show Charles in Charge.
Yeah.
Watched it all the
I
time
watched
as
it
a
a lot.
kid. Yep.
Mhm.
Scott Baio, Willie Ames, inspirations to us all, maybe at least in the show.
I was like, I don't know about in real life.
No. So I was perplexed with all kinds of astonishment when I discovered that they starred together in a movie before they were in Charles in Charge in 1982 called Zapped.
Oh, dude.
Oh, this is right
I've
after Jake
heard of
Valley.
it, but I've never seen it.
Is so
I have no idea.
ridiculous. It's like, so Scott Baio's character gets, I forget if it's like an actual like remote, but he's able to basically like, he has psychic powers. So he can just make people freeze. He can rip people's shirts off. He can do like anything. And so he like ends up trying to do it for good. But of course, Willie Ames, his character, is just like Buddy in Charles in Charge and wants him to just use it to get girls. But it's really good.
Before Tilda Swinton, there was one movie star who was so androgynous that a lot of people bisexual, and that was Scott Baio in Zapped. That's a fact. Science.
I don't know if Scott Baio would appreciate the fact that he made a lot of people bisexual because he doesn't seem the biggest.
That's what Holy hell.
It is a fact. This was
You
the
can suck
80s.
it, Scott Baio, because you did it to people, okay?
Yeah.
Scott Baio.
Scott Baio is an ass.
It's just a certifiable
Absolutely.
fact. But
Like-
Charles in Charge was a great show. That was before like we knew. Again, just like earlier, talking problematic people, my Michael Jackson thing. You know, little Bethany in 2000 didn't know things about Michael Jackson, and I still think that song is a bop. But you know, yeah.
Oh.
There it is, In Grasp.
Wow. That's a pull.
And it was within arm's reach. I didn't have to leave the screen.
That tracks. Be right back.
Yeah, I feel like that should be a whole episode, like old classic TV shows that we all just
I'm
watch like
down for
ridiculous amounts of reruns. Mike has recently been rewatching some Saved by the Bell college years.
It's terrible.
Real bad.
It's
Real bad.
Like,
but it's sad how much I like remember it. Like episodes come on, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember like all these storylines perfectly.
It's all on Hulu, and like, oh man, or like, you know, the original series has its charm, but the college years were just like it's awful.
On that note, I watched most of Fuller House.
Oh,
It was
you were the
so
one. You were the brave soul who did it. I watched like the first 3 episodes because we all watched Full House.
It was the cringiest thing, but I just couldn't stop watching. It was a train wreck, but
it's one of those things. I really think we should do like guilty pleasure TV shows sometime when I don't know, when Ferris cancels on us for Cats. We'll do guilty pleasure TV because man, would I have a list for that.
I mean, Brandy, I'm nervous about the new Saved by the Bell, but at the same time, curious.
Girl Meets World was really good, and I 100% watched that. Also, I mean, Boy Meets World is like one of my favorite TV shows of all time, but I do think Girl Meets World was very good.
So Girl Meets World, like, it didn't resonate for me until I realized that, like, the girl who was playing Corey's daughter reminded me so much of my niece. Like, they even look alike, and it freaked my brother out so much. And then afterwards, like, okay, I can get into this because it's not my show. It's not about my child. It's about theirs. So I don't know. It did feel more like it was written for kids instead of the full family, but it was good.
I mean, I guess in theory, it wasn't Boy Meets World. It's just we were the kids at the time, so it didn't bother us. But I don't know. I also, though, don't know why, and this is so off topic. We're going to get back onto it inevitably. What the show?
What
But-
the show?
Why every like Disney Channel show dresses their kids like aliens, like no children. We all went to elementary school, we all went to middle school and high school. No age group ever dresses like people do in a Disney Channel show. Like Lizzie McGuire, love that show to pieces, think it's fantastic. But what were those outfits? And like same thing with Girl Meets World. I was like, no
I
child.
dressed like
this way.
the male character from that show. I can't remember the guy best friend.
Oh, from like Girl Meets World or Boy
No,
Meets World?
from Liz McGuire.
Gordo.
Yeah,
The
I dressed
boys-
like Gordo in
I
middle
think-
school, but I was
I think
also
boys,
6 foot
they
tall in 8th grade.
do a little bit better.
Like it was the same style button down shirts, but I was also 6 foot tall in the 8th grade. I've grown 1 inch since middle school, so it's
That's
it's a really
that you're
awkward
growth
mix.
I think
feel
I had my
like-
last growth spurt in like 10th grade. So yeah, it just passed.
Sometime in the
I had-
1740s.
I haven't changed the way I've looked since the 4th grade. I've looked exactly like this. Same
It's
height,
had the mustache and
same
everything.
snatch.
I
4th
don't
grade.
doubt this.
I think I probably look pretty similar to 4th grade Bethany. Just a little bit more mature.
Well,
We
my
like
high school-
Liam.
Liam, yes, you are.
Hey,
Aren't
you
you
got
like 13? So
Something like that. So
he's a Jets fan, so I respect him.
again, we never got to the bottom of this, and we're really going to get right back to guilty pleasures, everyone.
What the
but,
show?
But why, Liam, are you a Jets fan? Because again, you could do so much better.
I mean, you're my boy for that, and I will always respect you for that. But I am curious.
Is it just because it's like close?
please tell me about your terrible team, Liam.
But there
I need
are
to-
other northern teams that you could have picked. You know,
Trevor. Trevor.
football Jesus.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a Saskatchewan Roughriders fan. So if we're going to talk about like crossing borders, that kind of thing, but that's because my last name is Lancaster, and there's a Canadian Hall of Fame running back and former coach by the name of Ron Lancaster. That's also my dad's name.
That's what did it for you.
Well, no, my parents got married in Saskatchewan, and my dad's name was Ron
very
Lancaster. So he like took advantage of booking hotel for the wedding and got all the shit comped. He like totally pulled a con for Ron Lancaster's wedding.
I
The
really
dude-
respect your dad for this.
Like, don't respect him because he's a shithead, but that was a boss move.
But it's a good story. Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
pretty legit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's
My dad has never been mistaken for a famous person. So
well, it's like
apparently.
this was the 80s. Like you couldn't Google what he looks like. My
So
dad,
true.
yeah. So it's kind of like wanted posters in the Old West. Like they didn't really mean shit. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Cat be the
So-
mystery cat, but that's a different episode.
So guilty pleasures. Juice, hit us with another one. Oh wait, I think you just went.
Yeah,
I think it's AJ's turn.
AJ, hit us
Oh.
with another one.
Oh shit. So there was this movie that it came out before the creators of South Park actually came out with South Park. They were still in film school.
Orgasmo? Are we
No.
talking about Orgasmo?
We're talking about Cannibal the Musical.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
I
Do you know
don't
Cannibal
what
the
either
Musical?
of those
I
things
know it,
are.
but it's not as good as Orgasmo.
Let's build a
Yeah.
snowman. We can make him my best friend. There's a total building a snowman musical number before it was cool.
Aw, Bob
That's a
Barker.
real
I would've
thing that
told Bob
happens.
Barker was your dad.
It has more heart. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. If you grew up with like Pioneer
Right.
musicals, if you
Cannibal the musical.
what's that?
What's it called? Cannibal the
Cannibal.
musical.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, it's entertaining, but it's no Orgasmo.
It's
What is Orgasmo?
okay.
Try to
I
make
need
that
a
right
live
when South
feed
Park came
of
out.
a man trying to convince his fiance to watch Orgasmo. Go. It's not a porno.
I mean, it's not, but it is. It's like the making of kind of thing, but it's a superhero porno movie. But
Keep
it's
going.
not a porno movie. Like, so if you've seen Basketball, the guy who plays Squeak Littlebit Scolari is the main actor in it, and oh man, it's so ridiculous.
What that says is how I feel about how you just pitched that.
Well,
So ridiculous.
now, like, so it has like characters and themes and morals to the
Yes,
story.
Liam.
Right?
There's no moral to Orgasmo.
I tried to help you. You couldn't help yourself.
There's no moral to
There's
it.
no
We're
helping.
never seeing this
It's
movie.
literally the South Park guys making.
Is it like live action or animated?
No, it's live action.
These are both live action movies, actually.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting.
Now,
It's
here's what
Scolari.
Here's what I've got going for mine. Trey Parker proves that he has the voice of an angel in Cannibal the Musical. That is undeniable. The man has one of the best voices in film ever, and he does it.
Is this sincerity or sarcasm?
This is 100% serious.
Okay.
His actual vocal talent is one of the best things captured in films for musicals ever. But it is a pioneer musical that has the flavor of South Park. It's absurdist. There's this whole part where they shot this entire movie in college, and it's a pioneer musical. So there's the scene with the Native Americans, right? But they didn't have Native Americans. They had Japanese exchange students on their campus. So all of the Native Americans are super Japanese. They're very stereotypical Japanese, pretending to be Native Americans, and they do it on camera. It might get us canceled, but an actual quote is, "We are Indians."
Nope.
Yo,
Nope. I'm not. Neither of these movies are being sold to me at all right now.
it's
If you
phenomenal.
would like to watch something that is good by the creators of South Park, you should just go watch Book of Mormon. Thank you.
Book of Mormon is phenomenal.
I'll go catch it on stage. Where is that playing?
Oh, sad. That brought the mood down.
So
Yeah.
before that was Manhattan. Manhattan 2018. No, last year. That was 19.
I was like, oh, in 2018.
That was 19. Yeah, that was Manhattan. The night before that, we saw Book of Mormon on Broadway, and it was phenomenal.
My very first Broadway show, fun fact, that I saw like on Broadway. Obviously, I've seen things on tour before, but that's how highbrow I am. The first thing I ever saw on Broadway was Book of Mormon.
I have seen community theater, so
I just
it was
watched a movie
phenomenal.
that I think was on Broadway. Can't think of it.
Hamilton.
It's got animals in it.
The Lion
Lion King?
King?
Cats.
No.
Cat. Oh yeah, duh, Cat. Oh yeah, I've heard of it. Tell me more.
Oh, well,
Okay.
never
I know we're not
was
going to get
there
into a full top
ever.
discussion tonight, but it is a guilty pleasure for me. And I just want to know, now that I know everyone in the stream has seen it, who is your favorite cat from Cats?
It's a good setup.
I know who
McCavity-
AJ's is. Yeah, I was going to say, it's got to be McCavity for AJ.
McCavity is okay. So I was gonna save this for our actual review of Cats, but here's the thing about McCavity the mystery.
Teasel taste.
Idris Elba, I understand that he's a super attractive man.
Yeah.
Never did it for me. McCavity,
As a cat, though, did he do it for you?
yeah, McCavity the mystery cat I would choke on him like a fur ball.
Yes. I love it.
Like
Now, with
he's
or without his
mysterious.
coat.
He's like Chris Angel without the STDs. He's a mind freak.
Well, we have our clip out now.
Oh, maybe.
Man, this is just a little tease, everyone, for the full Cats discussion.
Oh yeah.
Not a furry.
Good Lord, Ferris, why did you fuck up tonight?
I'm not going to stalk him, but McCavity? Oh my God.
Liam, you saw
you are the
Cats
sexiest
live in person?
character.
Oh my God, what an experience.
I did too.
That is. Like, did you see it on Broadway?
Yeah.
Or was
Why
it? Or was
how
it?
did I not
Or
know
was it the
this
fourth
about you?
graders putting it on?
So, like, all right, let
Oh,
me just talk about this.
Raiders are not allowed to do
That
cats.
was my favorite line of the night, honestly. Wasn't the fourth graders putting it on? Whew.
So, I got a few things to say about this. First off,
Wait, first you have to say who your favorite cat is from Cats.
Mr. Mistopheles.
Okay, that's a good one. It's a good choice.
I'll go with.
Jason
I had to
Derulo.
look up the name, but Gus the theater cat.
Yeah.
Their cat.
So-
Doesn't do it for me.
When Gandalf came on screen.
Oh, Gus
Oh,
the Theater
Gus,
Cat
never mind.
is a.
Good Lord, we could do a whole stream on him.
Ooh, do you? I think you can guess who my favorite cat is. Do you know who my favorite cat is from Cat?
Oh, it's the Rum Tum Tugger?
Yeah, the Rum-Tum Tugger is a curious cat. Okay, my favorite part is when he just yells milk for like no discernible reason. Oh, it's so good.
Wait, that's Jason Derulo, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 It sure is.
I got it mixed up. Jason Derulo.
So what I was going to say, though, like, I grew up in New York, and Cats was on Broadway for fucking ever.
5,000 million years.
So
The original Wicked, which now the new Wicked is Hamilton. So the original Hamilton?
yeah. So
By the way,
anyway,
I'm musical called Wicked.
Wicked.
It's different. Yeah, it's an Ewok musical. It's exactly what you think it is.
I want to see that one. But
That
what I was going to
is a
say,
musical I would watch.
I just
yeah.
started reading it, writing it
That's
as soon as I mentioned it right here.
so my movie theater I went to most of the time growing up was United Artists, and United Artists had the Cats commercial. You know, this is when before digital, it was attached to all of the screens as their film commercial for years and years and years. And they always played the end song with the Ascension up to Cat Heaven on that. So before I ever, yeah, before I ever even saw the musical, I knew that. And then they also had another commercial that aired on local TV that featured Mr. Mistopheles. So before I ever saw the musical, I knew both of those songs. I don't know exactly how old I was when I saw it, but I'm going to say I was like maybe like 10 or 11. And wasn't smart enough to know that this wasn't like great. But I'm like,
say any
they're too
child
cool.
who saw it too young because it's straight up like, oh, can I tell the story about, or should I save it for the Cats episode?
well,
The movie theater story about the bar, that story.
yeah, well, just go for it.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it because who knows if I'll be around for the Cats episode. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be around for the Cats episode because I have so many thoughts about cats.
I mean,
Every episode of this can be a cat.
It's not about the movie.
Yeah,
It's
It's over channel.
It's a
Well,
cat's
it's a little bit about the
podcast.
movie,
It's a
but it's
cat
not. So we, back when we were able to go to movie theaters, sad because it's one of our favorite places to be in the world. We used to go. We were AMC A-list members, and we used to go to MacGuffins. You know, like each AMC has a MacGuffins or whatever. So we used to go, and the bartender there, we saw him because of course Cats came out the same time like Rise of Skywalker did. So we
Same
like
night
were there.
as Skywalker.
We were there for Rise of Skywalker, and then we're like, oh, we're coming back, and we're gonna need booze to see
So
Cats.
we had Rise. We bought two Rise of Skywalkers, a 6:30 and a 10 o'clock show. So we had.
And we like went to the bar in between. So we go to see Cats. We see the bartender that we saw from Rise of Skywalker, right? And so we're like, oh, yep, we're here, like ready to drink whatever. And he goes, yeah, my favorite quote so far was this elderly couple. And the lady said, too much sex for Christmas. That was her review of Cats, which is the greatest review I've ever heard. Too much sex for Christmas time. And that, I think that pretty much sums up Cats, which again is why I think any child who saw it.
I feel so bad for that elderly lady because she had not had enough sex on Christmas during her life.
She's like,
that's what I get out of that review.
It's like Jesus does not want this cat orgy for his birthday. It's what that lady said.
But that's what he got. So
and I really feel like, when they do like the pull quotes for like, movies or whatever, the commercials, I was like, that woman should have gotten one.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that would have been great.
So,
I would have made more money.
Blu-ray.
It would have made way more money if they put that on it.
Yeah, if they put that on, everyone would have been like, yes, we need to go see Cats. Is this the new 50 Shades of Grey?
So when I got out of seeing Cats, I was at a different theater chain. I won't say which one, but I remember them kindly. But we get out of with my group of people. We get out of Rise of Skywalker, and we are all just crushed because none of us liked it. And we bought a double feature for Cats. What's that?
I thought I liked Rise of Skywalker. That should be an episode. Me defending Rise of Skywalker. There are too many things on the internet talking about how it's trash. I would like to do an hour dissertation on why it actually is good.
You totally can. But we got out of it, and we were all disappointed. And I go up to the bartender at this movie theater, and I tell him that we just got out of Rise of Skywalker, and he's like, oh, and like you saw we were dejected. It's like that kind of night for you guys. Like, yeah. So here's what I'm gonna order. I don't know if you have this on the menu, but I'm gonna need your largest glass. I'm gonna need you to fill that with ice. And do you have Hennessy? Fill it with Hennessy. That's my order. And he's like, I can do that for you. He charged me for a double Hennessy on the rocks. And I had 2 of those before going to see Cats with my friends. We were pouring Hennessy down.
You saw Rise of Skywalker and then immediately followed that up with Cats.
After
what a great night.
After 2 24-ounce glasses of Hennessy on the rocks.
Oh, jeez. Well,
this reminds me.
And there were 6 people in our theater. 3 of them were with me. And we made friends with everybody in that movie theater. It was no rules. Alamo Drafthouse, I said the name of the theater chain. Usually kicks you out if you're allowed during the theater. They knew what we were in for, and they loved it.
Yep. Why were we not allowed to say the Alamo Drafthouse?
Alamo Drafthouse
because the server violated their rules when he gave me a full ass glass of Hennessy.
Oh, no one's gonna know. It's months. Movie theaters aren't even. They're
There's
barely.
like 4
Liam
people in the
will
chat
report
right
it.
now.
Google.
Liam, don't report this.
Liam, watching you, young man.
He's already sent an email.
They have Alamo Drafthouses in Canada.
Who was bartending on December 19? You were going to say something, Mike?
Oh, I was going to say, so we saw it, we had actually went between the shows of, we saw The Rise of Skywalker twice. We went to the bar. We made friends with the bartender. We told him we were seeing Cats 2 days later. We go sit with him. He gets us drinks, and he's like, okay, this is what you need to do to watch this. We had 2 rounds of drinks before it, and then we went into a dine-in theater so we could get more drinks. What was even better, though, so we're there, and we're actually, we're not that bad, but there's people in the front row of our screening of Cats, in the very front row. And our screening of Cats, it was in a dine-in theater, so it was close to sold out, but those dine-in theaters only hold 50 seats. And in the front row, there was 2 parties that almost got into a fist fight in the first 20 minutes of the movie because one person wouldn't shut up.
Yeah, we did almost witness a full-on brawl.
If I had the other person so into the movie that he was getting annoyed because the other person wouldn't shut up.
Basically,
being there and loving it.
It was something to do with seats or something because
Right.
someone stepped out to go to the restroom, and then like it was the most bizarre thing. It was already such a
They do
bizarre
all three assigned
experience.
seats, yeah.
And then people legitimately almost got in a fist fight in the front row of Cats. And I
literally the best
wouldn't
thing I
change
ever
that.
seen
And this
about
is
that.
why movie theaters need to come back.
Oh, what
Because-
state do you guys live in again?
Florida.
Yup.
I've got a double feature story.
Oh, hit me with it.
Can't wait.
So we were in, what was this, 2016. We had just had like all these great new Marvel movies come out. Force Awakens had come out. All these great movies were coming out. And I'm like, you know what, guys? Like with my friends we would all go see movies together. I'm like, we should like, we love these movies. We want to see them again right away. Why don't we like get our tickets at like a 7:00 and then go at 10:00 in the same night? And they're like, that's a great idea. So we're like, okay, like, let's do it. All right, what's the next movie? Suicide Squad.
Oh.
We
Mm-mm.
got
Mm-mm.
2 tickets to Suicide Squad, and we're all like on the way to the theater. We're already hearing about the bad reviews. We're like, oh, those people don't know what they're talking about. They're all crazy. And we see it the first time, and we're like, yeah, we're like, it's not that bad. And we're all 18, and so there's no bar in our, well, maybe there is, but I don't think there is, but there's no bar in our movie theater. So what we would do, we would go to McDonald's. There's a McDonald's right next to our movie theater. So we go to McDonald's and we're like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. You know, like we know we have to go see it again. So we're telling each other, it's not that bad. We have to sit through another 2 hours of Suicide Squad, and I don't know if I am still friends with any of those people.
That's fair, honestly. So you went and saw Suicide
There's
Squad.
There's a
Back
little part of that story
to
that I really need to know about.
Oh man, what? Who wronged you? Oh, that's
Like,
pretty
there's
rough.
some important details.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like it was right in that heyday of like Civil War and Winter Soldier and like all those great, like every Marvel movie that was coming out was like an A+, and so we're like, oh, the next and the trailer was so good.
The trailer
Suicide
was.
Squad came out right after Ant-Man, if I remember correctly.
In that vicinity, I would say, yeah.
I think it was Ant-Man. Ant-Man opened like a month before it.
Yep. It was September, October for Suicide Squad, and then July for Ant-Man.
Nope.
I think Suicide Squad was 2016, Ant-Man was 2015.
2015. He's correct. It was Civil War was right before.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Well,
so it's like
Civil War and Batman v Superman came out pretty close to each other.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Because
Batman
everyone
Superman
was
was March.
like,
It's weird. I always
doing
remember
their,
that,
and then Marvel's doing their like superheroes are fighting thing.
I always remember that Civil War came out after Batman v Superman because I was dating somebody who worked at a movie theater
Hey,
during Batman v Superman.
Hey!
drink.
Oh shit! So I was dating somebody who worked at a movie theater during BVS, but we broke up by the time that
Civil War came out.
The show
Yeah.
or the
Was it because we saw
our second date was BVS in theaters together, and it was at Alamo once again. But free
no
soda.
one was giving you honey at that one, so you could drop their name.
No, trust me. If I had enough Henny, that relationship might still be going on. Like to this.
I thought you were gonna say we started dating at the beginning of Batman v Superman and we were broken up by the end of Batman v Superman.
Oh,
It was Granny Peachy. It's what did him
it was
in.
the only movie we ever actually agreed on because we agreed, both of us, that there was an hour and a half of good movie in BVS, and that's
What?
a 2.5 hour movie.
I think that's giving it too much credit. An hour and a half of
It's a 2.5 hour movie.
yeah.
There's an hour of movie that ruins the rest of it.
I went and saw that with my parents, and they both kind of liked it, and I was like,
Did they also break up with you afterwards?
no, we still have a very good relationship.
That's good.
But yeah, I've taken my mom to see, which I took her to see Civil War that summer too. I've like taken her to see lots of good superhero movies, and she like walked out of that and she's like, I really like what that Jesse Eisenberg did with Lex Luthor, and I was like, did you, Mom?
I did.
Why?
I like that. That's
Well, you and my mother agree on that then.
So the first superhero movie I ever saw in a theater with my mom was in 2016 as well. It was
What was it? Oh, that's a bold choice. I did not see that with my mother.
What was it?
Deadpool came out February 2nd, or February 12th, 2016.
I'm trying to think. So the first
My
superhero
mom-
movie that I saw with my mom was not in 2016. I've been seeing superhero movies with her forever. But now that you said that, I'm trying to think like what the first one was that we saw together.
My mom's birthday is February 12th. We saw it opening night on her 58th birthday.
Get it, Mama.
She fucking.
How did she like it?
She thinks it's okay.
She thinks was she like, what did you make me see? You know what? I'm about to break a rule here. No.
The pigging scene almost brought her out of it, but the rest of the movie like brought her in.
We've lost Mike.
Yeah, we lost Mike a little while ago. But yeah, that was my sister and I taking my mom to see Deadpool.
That's a real bold choice. Like real bold. I think maybe one of the X2 might be the first like a superhero movie I saw with my mom in theaters.
I don't think I've seen any.
I could be wrong. What are you doing? You take your mother to see more superhero movies.
Right.
So
Hashtag mom
My
plus
dad
superheroes
would
too.
take us all, would take me and my brother or just me. But my mom would never go. She would go to the Star Wars. She'd go. She saw the prequels with us. We saw Force Awakens and all that, but
She doesn't go to any of the superhero ones. Oh, mom
not
and
the
Dude.
superheroes.
So Star Wars prequels. This is
On it.
I played the weirdest con on my dad with my sister growing up. The movie Wing Commander came out, and it was one of the first movies to have a Star Wars Phantom Menace trailer. My mom was out of town, and we convinced my dad that we just really loved the movie Wing Commander, so we could go back to the theater to watch the Phantom Menace trailer like 3 times total.
Oh God, it was
Wing Commander with Matthew Lillard and Freddie Prinze Jr. That horrible film.
It was a Will Smith movie that had it on first, and I'm struggling to remember which.
Wild Wild West?
No, it wasn't Wild Wild West. It was. Oh shit!
Just thinking my Will Smith 99, 98.
Yeah, it was 98 when the trailer came out. Oh God,
Mike was like 48 for this.
Yeah, pretty much. I know for a fact that it was 98. It was November of 98 when the trailer came out. And I'm struggling to remember which movie it was on.
But Wing Commander was one of the first, and we knew it was the trailer for that movie, and we convinced my dad to just keep on taking us to the theater.
Oh, it was the spy one. What was the spy Will Smith movie he was in? Oh.
Enemy of the State?
Yes. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Bethany.
Oh, isn't Ed Harris in that movie?
Yes, I think he is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I said Ed Harris, and then our viewership went up 1 and then went down. So
I get-
It's
I
gonna
don't-
go into negative numbers.
I don't think he's in it. That's why. Gene Hackman. Is that who you're thinking?
Yup.
I just pulled it up.
Yes, that's 100% who it is.
And John Voight also is in it. And Lisa Bonet.
Oh, John.
And
Voight.
Jack Black's in it.
Yup. He's the guy in the chair.
Oh man. Oh, this is okay.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
definitely-
totally the guy in the chair.
So I've never seen this, but it's on HBO Max, and currently I'm going HBO Max is. I have like
You have it now.
I have like a 75 watch list just from HBO Max that I'm
Have you
working
seen
through right
Live
now.
Free or Die
Just
Hard?
added this to it.
Have you seen Live Free or Die Hard?
Is that
Yeah,
the Justin Long one?
I saw
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Yes, I have seen.
Jack
did not
Black
see
is
the other
Justin Long in Enemy of the State.
Oh, nice.
Yup.
I feel
It's-
like I missed a lot while I was gone.
Yep, that's a great
just-
one.
Suddenly we're
just
talking
watched-
Justin Long, Enemy
Speaking-
of the State.
Speaking of Justin Long, just today I watched Going the Distance. Has anyone watched that?
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of a guilty pleasure. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I've seen that.
That's
Kinda
Drew
fun.
Barrymore, right?
I've got another
Drew
one.
Barrymore, Charlie Day is in it.
Yep.
Jason Sudeikis.
Isn't that where they didn't they date for a while? And it was because they did that movie together?
That I don't know.
I think she dated him for a while. I like Justin Long. I think he's a likable dude.
Kevin Smith likes
Good
him.
first
There,
name.
I said
Yes.
it. Also,
Ever since-
he
yeah.
does have a good first name.
Well, and one of my favorite ones to just tell people about because nobody knows about it. Usually is Tusk,
I
because
love Tusk. I love
because
it.
Tusk is to a
weird.
horror movie what Adam Sandler does when he makes movies now. It's like, we got a budget of millions of dollars. Let's go on vacation, film some stuff. We'll make a movie in the process. It's whatever the fuck it is. Let's go have some fun. And he does that with his friends. That's exactly what Tusk is. And he just decided, I'm going to make a little Cronenberg, like a baby Cronenberg in the middle of this. And it's okay. But you can totally tell they were just having fun with this shit.
Did you see it in theaters?
I did not see it in theaters.
It didn't go into theaters. He did the
It
road
didn't?
show.
Oh,
Oh wow. Okay.
He
I
did a
saw-
road show.
So I watched it probably not even a year ago, and just sitting back and watching it now, and as soon as the podcasting scene in the beginning happens, it immediately jumped to fantastic. Didn't any movie with podcasting.
He said that's kind of why it resonated. Kevin Smith movies are usually for my age audience, and he said Tusk
We get
found it.
it. You're a boy who grew up in the 90s. I say that to him a lot.
But he did say that Tusk resonated with the people born in the 90s and early 2000s, and it did not hit in it never played in theaters. It did his road show, and he did his road show and his normal, his VSQ audience. But now that it's hit streaming, all of a sudden it's becoming popular, and it's not that audience. It's the audience 15 years younger than me that's really picked up on it.
and it's because it's weird, it's freaky, and it has that classic horror show thing. But it is totally just a product of a bunch of friends hanging out and deciding they were going to make
Right.
it.
Which is what Clerks was to begin with.
Yeah, it captures a lot of that individual spirit. By the way,
See you, Charles.
Red State.
Oh, no.
I will not call Red State a guilty pleasure, but it's an underseen movie.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't finish. I'll be honest. I never finished Red State. I started it and I struggled with it. But
Can we do an entire episode on movies that we find very overrated? And can I be brought on again I'm basically a permanent guest
you're
on
more
this.
or less
Absolutely.
on the
But
show
I
at
would
the
really
point.
like to, because what my number one overrated movie of all time is, and I'd like to go on a rant about it.
So we're gonna do the Nolan episode in the new year.
Who?
AJ, you just broke a
What?
rule.
Christopher Nolan?
Yes.
AJ,
Surprisingly, it is not a Christopher Nolan film, although I do have a lot of rants about him.
Oh, same. That's why we don't allow that name.
But there's
Why did you say
another
that
movie
name?
that that someone who was a boy who grew up in the 90s made me watch, and all this talk about that just made me think of it.
I don't think it's overrated though, because it's not like a super mainstream movie.
But like people that love it, like
Which-
really love it.
What are we talking about?
Well, okay. Whenever you do the overrated movies, I will come back to rant about this. But quick rant, Swingers. I hate that movie with a fiery, burning passion, and he made me watch it, and I don't understand. And
I
like
understand overrated.
Thank you, Jon Favreau, for bringing me back.
Underrated.
But,
Underrated.
Dear God, nothing he will ever do in his career will make up to the torture that was watching the movie Swingers.
He's the best.
Mandalorian didn't make
He
up for it
is-
for you.
The best.
I love Baby Yoda so
Thank
much.
you, Juice.
And you can't give
You're
Favreau
so
all the
funny
credit for
and you
Mandalorian.
don't even know it.
God, it's so bad. I hate it. I hate it so
It's
much.
Not good.
It's
He
not
made-
good. It's not good. Thank you, AJ. Oh my God, AJ! Did we just agree on a
Wayne Gretzky-
movie?
It's not the
Deadly.
most. It's not the most inexcusable piece of trash that's ever hit the cinema, but it's
I
not.
just like people that love it, and I don't understand like that. Yeah, so many.
Everybody who
I just don't know. I don't know, and I feel like in the
That
90s,
face.
He knows
Johnny
what's up.
Depp. I feel like in the 90s, a bunch of white guys just like made movies that had like no plot, and everyone was like, "They're geniuses. Give them money. Let them."
Okay. So the actual entrance to the movie trailer.
What
I'm
he
gonna
can
try to
cook.
Make this one. In the 90s, a bunch of white guys make a movie with no plot. That's actually how the trailer Swinger starts. So I will.
Those are the
Yeah.
best movies.
no,
That's-
No plot. Clerks, Reservoir Dogs.
I just
Reservoir Dogs
Well,
has
as a plot, yeah.
don't get me wrong. I've
That
had to
doesn't
watch
have a plot.
pretty much every Kevin Smith movie because I'm engaged to this one. And that's like his favorite director, and I thoroughly enjoy. Like I was telling him the other day, I was like, I like Kevin Smith more as a person than I like as a director. Like I would love to go like hang out with
I mean,
Kevin
that's
Smith.
fair. That's
Like
Don't
I
worry.
think he is like
Kevin
the
Smith
coolest
feels the
nerd,
same.
and like he's great. But
Yeah.
like, but I overall his movies I find good. They're good. They're fine. They're totally fine. But I think he's a totally
Kevin
perfectly
Smith
awesome
reviewing
person.
Kevin Smith's movies.
What?
This is like Kevin Smith reviewing Kevin
Yeah.
Smith.
that actually is
Yeah.
about right. That's
They're okay.
fair.
Like I love him talking about movies. Like we've now seen him live twice. We saw them record their podcast, and then we saw him on one of the road shows. And I will listen to that man talk about making movies and loving movies
the
and
best.
just
So
anything.
His commentary
It's-
tracks
it, like,
are the
it's
best
so
of anyone's
good.
over here.
But do I want to like rewatch any of his movies anytime soon? No, not particularly.
That's
Okay,
it. Clerks
Schmodown.
are coming back.
Schmodown wise, who wins? Brett Sheridan. Do you tell who's been studying? If you watch SEN as regular as I do, you can tell he's been studying. Sheridan or Smith?
It's
Well,
going to
I'm
come
gonna
to the
give
wheel,
the-
I think.
I gotta give the edge to Smith. I think
General
Yeah.
knowledge is Smith, but if Sheridan gets something on the wheel,
on the wheel, then I think he could take it in the wheel round for sure.
because there's also like Smith will, if he gets like classics or something like that, he's not going to be that good.
I hope they don't put anything
Okay.
like that on the wheel. That's like
So-
really weird. I don't think
That's
they
gonna,
will.
but I
No.
think that it's my number 2 most anticipated match of Spectacular. Y'all probably know what my number 1 is, but that's number 2
Oh
for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Brent
Yeah.
Brady is going.
I want to put out an official statement from What the Show podcast for the over-under for total points for Smith versus Sheridan.
Sheridan.
So, first round, 8 points. Second round, 8 points again. And then third round, 10 points.
Possible
So
10.
26,
I
26
just
and 26. So, 52 total points. If both players
Between the
go-
2 of them. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're
Well, my
saying
first
combined.
So what's the over
Okay, I'm
over
not
under?
good at math. What? I'm not getting
Wait.
it. on that.
52 combined is what.
They're
Combined. Oh,
Their combined scores at the end
If
of the
they
match.
both went perfect, it would be 52.
So if it's
Well-
2020, if it's 2021, the over it's 41. What's the over under?
of 41.
Yeah.
I
Would you
say,
put over
well, you know,
more-
no.
41. I'm going with what Brandy
Shoot,
says because
okay.
she's smart.
What's that?
I'm going with Kevin Smith's number, and I'm going 37.
37. Okay.
Okay, I like that.
That looked like
I got to do some math quick.
I'm not
20
good
to
at math.
17.
Come back to me. I'm
That
not.
looked
I'm
like
not
20
either.
to 17.
I'm guessing what Brandy said, and she's saying 41, and she's
41,
smart.
17. I'm gonna add these
So
up,
we're-
and we're gonna average them.
I'm doing
Okay.
math as to what I think.
Hey, remember when we were talking about guilty pleasures?
Yep.
That was like an hour ago.
Smoda
I
is
don't
my
even know.
question. I can't
It
talk
went
about
from
friendship.
it went moms watching superhero movie. Like I'm trying to find like the trajectory of how we ended up here. I'm never mad to talk about Schmodown, so I'm
Oh.
here for it. But it's just very funny. I'm like, wait, how did we end up here?
So
If you could do like a cork board and just like do an idea web, yeah.
Yes.
do you want me to like announce?
Going
So-
under.
Juice.
36 points total is my prediction.
Okay.
Okay.
I just did all the math.
So
But
you said
I wish they made this a 5-round match.
me too.
Me too.
Oh,
I mean,
The betting round.
it's gonna be so
betting round
good.
and speed round.
It's
That
gonna
would be
be
so
so
fun.
good.
So Mike, what do you got for your point total?
37.
I said
37.
41, which I copied from Brandy.
So 37 times 2. I got 37 as well. 41 and 36. Let's divide that out by 4
It's like-
people on screen.
37 and a half, I think.
Wait. iPhone calculators are the worst thing in the goddamn world. Because
It's like
they're-
37 or
I
38.
wouldn't say the worst thing in the goddamn world. That would be the movie Swingers. It's kind of bad. It's
Bruce, I love you.
okay, so
That's bad.
37.5. So over under for the point total,
Is 37.5?
37 and a half points.
Yeah, I got 37, so I'm going under.
At
So
36.
I'm going over 37.
Same.
So we are going to Mike, it's your job to create the What the Show podcast Twitter. And we're going
I mean, that's happening. I'll do
and we're
that
going
on
to start
Thursday.
doing over unders for matches, and we're going to start off
Yeah.
with that one.
Well,
I like that.
We'll have
30
to bring the.
And a half is the first over under for the What the Show podcast odds for Jericho Smith. You guys heard it here first. All
Oh, those are some fighting words. That Attack. Are you saying Attack of the Clones is the worst thing that's ever existed? Because I could also tell you not correct.
yeah, I listen.
I have a lot of
didn't
strong
say a
feelings.
bank for Rise of Skywalker, so I agree with her when it comes to Star Wars on this comment. Because I haven't seen the whole one for another one.
Have y'all not seen the Clone Wars movie?
That's not a movie.
It's not good.
Yeah,
I'm officially.
Watched it for the
I'm.
first time recently.
I'm gonna
pretty
say it
bad.
right now. I will do an entire episode of me just ranting about how every Star Wars is beautiful. Even
Oh.
Phantom Menace, which I find to be the worst Star Wars film. But there are still redeemable. There are redeemable
It's Attack-
qualities
Yeah.
about every.
I'm-
It was not Attack of the Clones, and I will tell you why in a full what the show thing
Do we,
about.
It might be like a
I had this
4-hour
idea
episode.
earlier
Yeah.
today
I'm down
hear
for
me
a
on
full
this
Star
one.
Wars episode.
for
Can I
the
just-
Kenobi series. For the Kenobi series,
Mhm.
you bring back Jake Lloyd as child Anakin Skywalker. Jake Lloyd is now a grown man, but you have him play 8-year-old Luke Skywalker
Can I just say
and commit
first
to it.
about
Ruth Charles is an actor.
and redemption to Attack of the Clones. And again, I have an entire essay written for whenever I get to fully discuss it with everyone one day. But first things first, I'm gonna let you all finish. But Attack of the Clones has the best costume design in all of Star Wars. Literally all
we went to Star Wars.
Wait.
the best costume design. Okay.
Last Jedi.
What about it?
Last Jedi for
Oh man, I'm like,
Wait, for best costume? No, I'm gonna let you finish, but no, you're wrong. Attack of the Clones has the best costume design in all of Star Wars.
were framed the best in the shot.
That's not what.
Like
I kinda
the
disagree with
costumes
this,
looked
AJ.
more beautiful in the shots that they took. I'm gonna do this move like an auteur film director. They like the costumes looked more beautiful. They popped better in any
Are you
scene.
saying the cinematography was better?
No,
It's
the actual way the
so
costumes
bad.
popped within cinematography, the costumes served the cinematography better than
I think
anything
The Last
else.
Jedi is Rey's worst look. And I really love The Last Jedi, but if we're strictly talking about costume design in Star Wars,
Yeah, but is that really Rey's movie?
yeah, all of the sequels in a sense, sequel trilogy kind of is technically.
We have to deal with that now.
Are we
Yeah.
happy that there was shirtless Kylo? I
I
no,
liked that.
you
Shirtless Kylo, Last Jedi.
can't. The Last Jedi, there's no real standout costumes in that for me. And
Shirtless
again,
Kylo.
I think it's Rey's worst look. I think
not a
Rise of
costume.
Skywalker might be Rey's best look. I love that costume. I love that her classic Rey hair is back with like a little
What are they
different,
called?
a little tweak to it.
The guards. The
Did I
one.
offend him with the Rey's hairs comment?
What's
But
that?
anyway, Attack of the Clones, the best costumes, the most iconic, beautiful. I believe in the prequels, Natalie Portman had 68 different costumes, and they are just stunning. And the
And yet
most
she only had
stunning
one fuck to give.
well, that was more like Revenge of the Sith. She had one.
That's-
Well, to be
okay.
fair, in Phantom Menace, she cared. She did care in Phantom Menace.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones. By the time she got to,
But it's
she
like
breaks
this.
my
One-
heart.
She didn't
It
have no
didn't.
fucks.
I'm sorry, but the Padme Lake dress, iconic. The wedding dress, iconic.
The wedding
The
dress is beautiful.
Dress, iconic. So many iconic looks. Chef's kiss to that. Oh, he's pulling out the Rey from the Last Jedi.
Am I,
Again,
am I still invited to the wedding?
yes, you are. I love
Yes,
Rey.
yes,
He's one of my
you are,
favorite
Juice.
characters, and again, an icon. But I'm just saying that I don't think her Last Jedi look is her best look. Although I
No,
love
but
Also, that's
God,
a good-
what are the names of the guards of Snoke's guards?
Victorian Guard.
Thank you.
You like their look?
Yeah.
I love
And the casino planet, Cenobite. Like they had
Well,
there was
that
so much
season
good costuming on Cenobite.
maybe my least favorite scene in that movie.
And that movie,
Costuming.
I was so
agree.
excited reading the book
I do
that led
agree
up to
that
it.
the costuming and the overall set design was very well done.
Yeah.
So I'll say that.
So that's what I'm talking about with Last Jedi. Is like the
Again,
costuming
find
individually
Virginia
was
Wallace
not.
in any Star Wars. Again, even the Clone Wars movie, which is god awful.
It's
It has the most redeeming quality of all, which is it introduced us to Ahsoka Tano, which is the greatest Star Wars character of all time. So any piece of Star Wars, I can find redeemable quality.
Excuse me, McClunky.
McClunky. When PLD does his inevitable,
Iconic looks in all of Star Wars, and you don't remember any of them? Okay, so her universe, which is my favorite, like fashion line, whatever. Ashley Eckstein.
Here we go.
I will buy every piece of anything, but for the longest time, I was like, Padme freaking Amidala, the most iconic like dresser in all of Star Wars with the best outfits. Like, why is she not getting more love in her universe? And then this last Star Wars Celebration, which was in 2019, was my birthday, and they introduced the like female Star Wars line or whatever, and they went ahead and released some Padme stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, how long of a line did we wait in? Like an hour and a half?
More. It was like an hour and 45.
I waited almost 2 hours so I could get Padme's like dress because iconic, the most iconic thing. You love her. It is just it's a gorgeous dress. Anyways, I'm gonna stop ranting about how the wedding dress, Brandy. The wedding dress. Oh my god.
The wedding dress is beautiful.
I'm putting a.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you that
Christian
wedding.
Siriano can make a dress for one beautiful person, but he can't make a beautiful line.
I'm not sure I follow.
That was the season 4 winner of Project Runway, Christian Siriano.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But
So he can make one beautiful dress, but like his fashion lines go to J.C. Penney. So that's what I'm equating Attack of the Clones to.
He's designed a lot of iconic looks for many celebrities.
Yeah, he has. But what I'm saying is that he can do great individual looks, but he's yet to release a line that would attract, say, a great major label. So he has his independent label, but he can make a great look, but he can't make a whole bunch of great looks and make them universally identifiable as much as he tries to. So I think that like the sequel trilogy, specifically Last Jedi, made a whole bunch of people look awesome costume design wise in a way that hasn't been seen in Star Wars before.
Rocking her tinfoil hat, though.
It would have been great.
It would have been.
Another day.
I'm sending Brandy a photo of the most the wedding dress. Oh my god, the wedding dress. I can't. It's iconic.
It's a beautiful dress.
So next week.
Before AJ and Bethany start ranting about
that pretty dress does
14
not
hours.
make a good movie. But I'm saying, which again, if anyone ever wants to watch my full rant on why Attack of the Clones is not the worst Star Wars movie, because it isn't. It's The Phantom Menace, which still has redeemable qualities. There are so many redeemable things about Attack of the Clones. And I'm just saying that the costume design is just one of them. But carry on next week.
She was so into that elementary school kid.
I kind of feel like this should be the topic for next week.
Now this is
Stephanie
probably
rants about Attack of the Clones. Now this
you guys
is
can't make it
probably
next week. This is a Justin and AJ show next week.
We think we have a chance now. Like our schedule has shifted a little bit, so we should be able to get here. We might not be here exactly on time.
Am I allowed to rant about why I think both Attack of the Clones and Rise of Skywalker are good movies?
So next week we can do Star Wars holiday special and just Star Wars for the entire show.
Should we
and
do it?
Come on,
Should we do a Star Wars show next week?
Star Wars.
And so the holiday special, the new one, the Lego one, we haven't watched yet. We will have it watched by then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's out now? Okay, yeah, I'll watch
It's
that
out
too.
today. Happy
I'll watch
Life Day,
that.
everyone! By the way, it is official. It is Life Day.
Day.
Now we have unconfirmed guests, so we won't say who they are yet. But if they are able to make it, we'll bring them on. But
The guest that's most likely is a huge Star Wars fan, so they would love to be a part of it, I'm sure.
So, but do we want to make some kind of announcement? Because I can make something if you want. Because I know we have a couple of shows that are confirmed.
Yeah.
Spill all the beans you want to.
All right. So, how about we go with the one that's probably the most important one to spill, honestly. It's going to be December 1st. And we have a really cool show on December 1st, and we're going to have filmmakers that night. A couple of guys who made a total love project. It's called American Caricature, and it got picked up by Amazon Prime. Their names are Tom Faraci and Joe Chelmick, and two of them made this movie over the course of several years, and it took them, they started filming this, if I'm not mistaken, in 2016, and they just released it last year, and it's amazing. It's a story about caricature artists, and I will find out from them, but the amount of time and effort this film took is just astronomical. It is on Amazon Prime. You all can watch it if you are an Amazon Prime member. It is called American Caricature. Check it out. December 1st, they will be on this, and 100% this is something you want to watch.
I'm hiring somebody to make us a thumbnail, by the way, for that.
You fancy, AJ.
Yeah,
God,
we're gonna
yeah.
have an actual thumbnail for a show for this one.
Yeah, and we got some other stuff with names you might know if you're in the Schmodown community, but I think this December 1st show is something you're not going to want to miss because we got something special that night.
Absolutely.
Can I also just say, I think I want to hashtag confirm it right here, right now, that we will be doing a drunk review of Teen Witch because I will be watching it, and I think we need to do a drunk review. So get pumped.
If
I cannot wait.
we can get Brandy to come on screen,
Yes.
what if we throw that little
Yes. Oh my god.
if it's pre-recorded
caveat out.
and she agrees.
Yeah, if it's pre-recorded and she agrees, we should get Brandy on screen to talk.
But we're doing it regardless.
How
But
about this? How about
that
this?
throws the whole thing out the window?
I think
We'll
this is
do it now.
fair.
We'll only
Yes,
do
we're
it
gonna-
if she
we will
agrees.
only do it if Brandy agrees to come on screen.
But we'll probably actually end up doing it anyways because we love Brandy.
Don't say that out
Don't
loud.
her.
Yeah, here's the thing. I am a nice person.
Brandy, what if all of us, all four of us, throw in $10 to Smash Cancer? Would you come on?
Yeah, we're gonna donate money to a good cause.
All
Brandy.
four of us.
I think we're being a little
We
mean.
don't do
Yeah,
we don't
that's-
see peer pressure here.
Yeah, that got a little mean, honestly. We will give money to Smash Cancer anyways.
I mean, we're going to, but
As someone who has been on screen with Brandy, not in a screen, but in Gucci verse after shows, she is fantastic, and I think she would thrive in the
I
environment. That's
I agree.
it's positive
I-
peer pressure.
we're
Positive
all
peer
going
pressure
to
because
make
she
it.
is the best.
We're
Here's
all
the
going-
weird part. We have 4 people watching right now. We have 4 people on screen. Brandy's watching, which means none of you turned your phones on to just like kind of inflate the numbers. Which means actually I like Brandy more than any of you right now.
That's fair. I like Brandy more than I like.
And if Brandy's willing to do a pre-recorded thing, maybe we can do that thing in the future. But
You don't have to.
I am not going to be peer
Yeah, you
pressuring
don't have to.
our
You don't have
viewer.
to.
Our viewer.
I'm dead.
But
But I am
You're
gonna watch
willing.
Teen Witch and do a drunk review of it. Like, regardless. So it would just be icing on a delicious cake if she wanted to get in on the action. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it
absolutely. So
Making a Brandy and Bethany stream, and I think if that makes you more comfortable.
there. B&B.
so next week though, Mike, can you make a whiteboard look like Star Wars?
Have you seen my handwriting? It's awful.
Yes.
Well, I will see what I can do. But
Oh, there's gonna be a watch
My
along.
whiteboard out.
this will be
Ooh.
a Star Wars
And it's
special.
just
I'll try to be there.
yeah, I'm into it. Can it just be? Can we just take? Can it just be Ray with the key jar right there? Because I think that's
I'll keep this up.
exactly what it needs to be.
And I think I know a couple
Absolutely.
of other people I might be able to contact to join our Star Wars special. Somebody actually joined the stream once. I think we can get him back.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna send some feelers out and see what we can do. And I'll check. I know somebody else pretty well who I think I could probably get to. He might be filming our wedding. We'll see if I can get him.
Yeah. So, what the show
Oh, is he that-
episode 4 is going to be
A Star Wars.
because Star Wars.
Because Star Wars. That's the name of it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has Star Wars.
All right, guys.
We'll
So-
see what we can get, but no promises, but we're gonna work on it.
Absolutely. So I think we're gonna call it a show.
What the show?
What? I don't even know. But
Cheers, boo, Christopher
it's a
Nolan.
show without the tinfoil hats. It's a show full of love. And if you have a guilty movie pleasure, I just want to let you know that we love your movie too. Let us know your favorites in the comments. And we'll talk to you later, guys. Good night. Cheers.
Salute.
They're coming.
We'll see you next time.
Love you guys.